Hello everyone and welcome to BSRTV for another evening of touring car action from the Engine Oil Direct British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Alex Simpson along with myself, Andrew Woodhouse. And Alex, just quickly, Charlotte Road Course, it should be fun.
Yeah, great circuit. Reminds me of the rookie league days that we did, Andrew, and in the old MX5. So that was a hell of a lot of fun, and I expect these guys are going to have a great blast out there as well today.
Yeah, it's a very underrated road course, and we will see exactly how that goes as we move along through the evening. But first, without further ado, we go through the championship standings, and the top 5 in the table looks like this. Andreas Katz leads by 161 points because Simon Field wasn't at the last round of races at Donington Park. David Baker is in second place now over him. Field is a further 43 points behind, and then just behind him is Daniel Hunt. And then Pete Newman is having a very, very strong season for his team as well. 1,097 points, 238 behind the Oculus 360 car of Katz. Ashley Blake Hood is the leading AM driver, and he is 6th overall in the standings. Alex, he's having a really good season. And how's the grid going to line up there, mate?
Yeah, just looking at the grid, we've got Ashley Sutton has taken pole position from Andreas Katz, just 7/100ths of a second separate those two. Richard Wilde is in third place with Smolensky in fourth. David Baker with Daniel Hunt, followed by Steve Hefford, Matt Walker, Ashley Blake Hood, Ben Palmer to round out your top 10. Steve Walker is 11th, Pete Newman is 12th, Simon Field, Stephen Burke 13th, 14th, Russell Laidler and Robert Plumley. Robert obviously been in rich favour form even, so let's hope he can move up. Then Ellis Stevens, John Byes, Dan Blake in 19th place, and your 20th place driver is Laura Bond. We've got a total of 33 drivers taken to the grid today, so I expect this to be a pretty epic race.
Yeah, pretty good turnout here, mate. And one thing to point out is the incident limit has been reduced for this meeting, so 10 incidents only now instead of 13. So we have to see these guys going a little bit more careful in the first couple of laps. We hope it is a clean enough racing here tonight. So
I wonder whose fault that
rolling
was.
Start, Alex, as well.
Yeah, well, they have to do rolling.
Yes, I do wonder whose fault it was.
Got that in there slightly. But yeah, of course, rolling start, because it's on the oval and the banking, the cars obviously slip down in weird physics fashion. So yeah, they have to do it like that so everybody can get off the grid. And actually, I'm sure if we zoom out, we might see some lols right now. Everyone got away.
I'm waiting to hear people crashing, because we used to. If you remember, I don't know if you remember in some of the rookie leagues in the street stock and things like that, when you the pace car pulled away to start the rolling lap, that many people got it majorly wrong, didn't they?
Yeah, actually, it looks like everybody's got away nice and cleanly as well, which is always good.
It's bad when there's more dread for the rolling start than there is for the standing start.
Yeah, indeed.
So what can you tell us, Alex, then about this Charlotte Road Course? What are the challenges, and for people who think, well, Charlotte, that's an oval. What does this bring to the table?
Yeah, well, it has got a very sizable oval section in this road course, but actually that infield section, it seems pretty straightforward, but there's a few hefty bumps and some corners that have like crests at the top of the apexes and things like that. So, or apexes at the top of the crests even.
Well, it's both, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. And it's really challenging. And actually, when you rejoin the oval, you've got to watch out for the gates as well. The gates will have you. So
the gates are open, which is maybe not the best decision, but.
Yeah, I think we might see the odd driver impale themselves on there while trying to make some sort of move around the outside. But yeah, it's going to be great. I think we'll see a lot of overtaking. Massive draft packs will start to form up, especially down the around this sort of oval section. Now, thinking the Kia's got enough performance to be able to get the draft to go around the outside, so we should see plenty of battles going into turn one. Turn one actually is very, very tricky, isn't it? You've got to cut that fine line, and you've got to watch for the wall on the outside. If you miss it, you just hit the concrete wall.
Yeah, the wall.
Instead. So.
The wall there is it's in a really good place in a way, because it's really challenging, and as Ashley Sutton is backing these guys all the way down now, which is the right thing to do. Everyone needs to catch up. Is everybody formed up at the back, Alex?
Yes, everybody seems to be formed up, I think.
Looks like Russell Laidley's starting from the pits, it appears. So, any second now then. Oh, Ashley Sutton. Pace car is in and Ashley Sutton is gone. Green, green, green.
Yeah, jump gun. Well, he didn't jump the gun, but he jumped in as quickly as he possibly could to try and ensure that didn't have any problems going into turn one. Everybody through
nice
safely so far. Let's have a little look further back. Yeah, I think everybody's got through nice and cleanly. That's what we like to see.
Reduced incident limit working wonders there, mate.
It's only the first race. Long way to go.
To be fair, the rolling starts are naturally a lot cleaner, aren't they?
Yeah, I think genuinely they are, unless you go into something like a hairpin corner, and it's just not going to matter what you have. But yeah, that time around, yeah, good clean start, and actually that turn one is quite open, but when you're actually on the limit, then it becomes quite narrow. So, but yeah, Sutton, good start, just blinking out a little bit there, but yeah, not really pulling away. And this is where we'll see this draft is just going to close them right back in again.
Yeah, Russell Laidley did start in the pit lane, Alex. He's already quite a distance behind as Alex Sutton. Actually, Sutton starts the second lap with Andreas Katz right behind, and and he's into it already.
Yeah, no runoff area here, and yeah, maybe I'll
big smack.
Yeah, I'll comment on this a little bit, because how often do we see actually just flirting with the curbs and the track limits and onto the grass and the gravel and things like that? Just can't do it there. You know, straight into the wall. That's going to be heavy front right-hand damage on that car, and yeah, I think everybody's just going to form up behind him very, very quickly. Yeah,
he's going to have aero damage as well, Alex, and look, he can't turn the car, and Katz is helping him. Well, he actually helped him out there. He didn't need to do that, did he?
No, not at all.
And then he's going to lose the position to Richard Wild.
He's put himself under very... side by side there through the overboard. Just thought, don't come down on them there. We've got a big crash further back. Let's see just who that is. I think that's Steve Walker. Yeah, it's Walker. You can just see...
I'll keep an eye on this field as well. Sutton's pitting, Alex, and that's caused a massive crash with Katz and the other Oculus cars. Oh, and Matt Walker's involved as well. The Sutton pitted, but obviously the driver chat isn't enabled, so he couldn't tell anyone.
Let's have a little look at that back on replay, see exactly what happened there.
I can hear it as well. I can hear more of it. I don't know what's going on there, mate, but I can hear Stephen Burks to cut across pit road. All sorts going on.
So just watching it now, obviously you can see the guys starting to close in on Sutton very, very quickly. Sutton moves to the inside, Katz around the outside here, ducks in. Do you know what? There's nothing Ashley could do there. And who was the driver that was behind Katz that he was fighting with?
Might have been Hefford, was it? Was it an Oculus car?
I think it was an Oculus car, actually.
So
I'm gonna wind it back. I know the race is still going on out
sorry,
there.
Have a look.
Guys,
I'll
need to see this.
I'll let you know if anything major happens in the front.
No, it was Wild, wasn't it? In
the Apex TV car.
Yeah. Because Wild just come up when Sutton went in all of a sudden. I'm guessing he thought maybe he was losing it, and then of course Katz just gets absolutely smashed by 2 or 3 other cars. I mean, his race is done. I mean, we've got so many people in the pits now. Let's jump back to the live action. What happened
behind that? Because there were 2 packs.
Well, they just, unfortunately, Katz just sort of spun back into the circuit, and yeah, unfortunately, one of the Peter Newman media cars, I think it was Simon Field, just hit him. It might have been Simon, might have been out earlier actually. He was one of the other ones that got tangled up earlier. So
now then, let's see this, Alex, as Alexander Smolensky leads by nearly a second here already. He's out of the slipstream range.
Yeah, Hefford in second. Wild managed to survive that. That's the important thing. Around the outside. job with Hefford right now. Just
it's contact in the tri-oval, and that's inevitable. Why is this happening? Oh, and they're going to come across and they're going to hit the leader. Oh no!
Well, I'm not sure what you can say about that. I mean, Smolenski just an absolute innocent victim there.
Why?
You know?
Why? Why is that even happening when the? Yeah. Why the hell were they doing that? I don't have no idea.
Let's have a look at it back on replay again.
Absolutely none. Why is Hefford pinching for one? Yeah. I'll reserve that for the stewards because I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, so
Smolenski did actually end up still on the track there, Alex, but he got punted over the wall, but he's still in play.
yeah, 21st he is now. So
He's bending up. I don't know how is he going to actually, like, where does he go? Where's he supposed to go now? He ended up on the infield section. Oh, he just towed it back to the pits. Massive damage, I reckon. But
yeah, the two guys directly involved in that, of course, are out. But
Hunt's got big damage as well now. Daniel Hunt, who's now the new leader, but that was just completely unnecessary all round. I mean, I don't actually think Wild did anything wrong.
yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to call, and I think you're right. We're just better off leaving it to the stewards to figure out what's going on there. So again, it's the same old thing when someone just gets on that rear quarter panel of the car. It's you know, they spin. I think I think Hefford definitely could have seen what could have happened there, and he could have certainly avoided that. Knew that you know, there was the potential that would happen. So
unless he didn't see or unless he didn't hear his spotter.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so close that the spotter might not have even been there at that point. You know, it would have been coming any
Dave
second.
Baker, he got kind of. Oh no, he just got outbraked there, didn't he, by Ben Palmer? But you see Baker again, Alex, doing the sensible thing. He's hasn't got a scratch on his car. He's just letting the carnage unfold around him as normal.
This is important for Baker because obviously Baker did such a good race meeting last time out. He needs to close the points back in. So
what happened to Simon Field as well? Because he was out as well.
Field was one of the drivers that were caught in the first crash before the Cats.
Oh, the one that took
Wild.
The one Ashley pitted.
Yeah, exactly. So it all happened before that one. So and that was on the oval section as well.
Ashley was the innocent victim of that. He's still in 15th place, Alex. So it shows how many cars have been taken out, and so much for the rolling start.
Yeah, well, I think the start was fine. There's no real issues there at all. I mean, everybody just a little bit careful in the first corner, and but after that, it's full steam ahead. Unfortunately, it was just a couple of incidents, but of course, there's nowhere to go on this track, and everybody just rebounds back and into the racing line, and yeah, that's what you get left with.
It was like, we've not crashed in the first corner. We've had our good behaviour for the day.
Just on board with Whitehead, getting himself all that shit. I don't know if he's got damage or something out there, but it was all over the apron as well as the oval. Weren't helping him at all.
Whitehead, working his way through on. That's actually Russell Laidler who's got ahead of Whitehead now. Laidler started from the pit lane, and it proved to be a good decision because he's up to 11th already.
Yeah, exactly. Just far enough away, just to weave his way through all that carnage, and like I said.
Andrew Whitehead doing a good job in Engine Oil's direct car, and then there's Steve Richardson in 13th, and that's
side-by-side battle as well with
Steve Walker's a lap down.
Steve Burke and John Bazier as well. Pretty straightforward move for Burke. Got the run up the inside in the oval corner.
Dan Hunt continues to lead, Alex, and David Baker's closing, as is Ben Palmer, who's the meat in that sandwich at the moment. Palmer's thinking about a cut back, and he does aggressively. Has he got the line? He has, but the next corner's the right-hander, Alex.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to lose the Oh, that's got to be close to a corner cut there for Hunt as well. We'll see on the back straight. He might have got away with it. Yeah, he has. So, but I remember picking up a few slowdown penalties there in my time in the rookie days.
I think it's sometimes not a slowdown because there's no advantage sometimes of going across that infield because it sort of unsettles the car, doesn't it? But can be quite aggressive there. This pack of 5 then broken away from everyone else really, and that's what the carnage does. You know, you can see that it's the same people again, isn't it? Who don't really seem to get involved in things.
Yeah, I think you're right generally. Ellis Stevens out there as well. He's the guy who's 4.2 seconds back from that lead bunch as well. So he's got Dan Blake for company. Those two are 8 seconds ahead of John Roberts, who's in 8th place. Gordon Wilson's just taking him up the inside. Oh, he's into the wall. That's
and there's a lapped car, is it? Or is it Amadou? That's it, Amadou.
Yeah, it's Amadou.
Fighting for position. I saw a lapped Fusion car a moment or two ago. Not sure who that was. Amadou Swiss driver trying to make some progress. Daniel Hunt continues to lead as well. Ellis has got Dan Blake for company now. Ellis was quicker than the leader on the past 2 laps, so I wonder if him and Dan Blake can work together and try and get up there. There's still 7 laps to go. It's going to be a tall order.
Yeah, you almost want Dan to push him around the oval section. A bit of bump drafting. Talking about bump drafting, Ben Palmer again, very, very close, tucks out from behind the rear spoiler there at Hunt, which was a little bit high and loses all the momentum that he'd gained there.
It actually gain you quite a substantial chunk of time though, if you were to bump draft. I'm not sure of that, as I can hear contact somewhere. And there's none between this lead battle, thank goodness. Pete Newman's starting to lose touch here.
Yeah, 5th place Pete, 7/10 of a second that time by, I think, Ashley Blake had got a great run actually, and that Carnal light left Pete out of it, but a good couple of corners there, and he's just back to 6/10 of a second behind again, and I'm sure he'll pick the draft up this time down the back straight. Actually, it looks like Palmer's probably closer than he's ever been coming into the straight. Let's see if he can get past this time, and I noticed the last time by when he ducked out into the clean air, he actually dropped back, so might be carrying just a little bit too much downforce on that Kia today.
Possibly, looks quick through that middle sector, doesn't he? But both cars got a very, very good run from that final corner of the infield section, and here goes Ben Palmer. He's trying to go around the outside. He's going to try and use the hill as well for a little bit of momentum, but balked in the middle of that because he misjudged that, and this is going to allow Baker to have a run. But Dave Baker, you know, he needs to get points back in the championship. Alex, is he going to risk this 3rd place? Something tells me not really.
Yeah, I don't think he will, frankly. I
mean,
need
for him to either. Field and Katz are both out.
Yeah, 161 points behind. I mean, where he is right now, that will get him enough points to get him back well within the championship fight. So, yeah, if something else happens ahead of him, then he'll take it. Otherwise, he'll just hold station, I feel. But definitely want to be. Actually, I was thinking you have to be careful of Ashley behind him. Ashley obviously want to have a good result here, but Ashley's got as much to lose as Baker has to gain as well. Obviously, leading the YAM series at the moment, so he won't want to be in Katz's position where he's out front, but he basically knows he's staring down a horrible points finish.
Ashley Sutton has taken Richardson, Malcolm and Whitehead fairly recently, so he's up into 12th. Good recovery by him.
Yeah, it's a shame. He didn't need to be in that position. Made that little mistake in what was the end of or the start of lap 2. But yeah, good work by the pit crew. Got himself serviced and out there, and he's having some fun.
Yeah, you know, he's take a bit of stick for his driving and things like that. And yes, there was probably exuberant moments, but he wasn't at fault for the incident that it looked like he caused. I mean, there's no way for him to really go. He had to go into the pits at some point, didn't he?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, I think
Look at this now, closing up, sorry.
Yeah, there's just not much you can do in those sort of situations. You know, you can he kept his car as far to the left as possible. You know, those guys should have just gone around the outside, had enough room, easy. But yeah, just made it a little bit too narrow for themselves.
Yeah, and Baker doesn't seem to get a good run off that last corner, does he?
No, never. And he
But,
just.
one man who does. Ah, here we go.
Much the same.
What the point of that was.
As I say, it's been much the same. He just seems to pull out and then just lose time through that corner. This time he sort of tucked it in there a little bit. He needs to be a bit further back, I think, going into the oval section, so that he can get him sort of just coming out of the oval, rather put the actual corner, rather than having to lift off beforehand. But yeah, Hunt defending well. We know how good Dan Hunt is at defending as well. He does it week in, week out. Very good and accomplished overtaker as well. So knows where to place his car to make it difficult for anyone.
We need some of our colleague Adam Baslate braking in this battle, I think.
Yeah.
Adam not with us again today, but I'm sure he'll be back for next week. As Palmer, there you go. That's a better run. And that's probably better because he sets himself up a little bit wider. I don't see why he just doesn't go fully for it, you know, and try and go a bit lower on the banking. He's going too high, I think. He's losing all that momentum. He's having to go up the hill, physically up the hill. And now he just needs to pull out the slipstream of Daniel Hunt and just go in that middle lane. He just needs to go on the high side.
Yeah, he's got to cut
actually,
back.
he's made it work this time with the banking.
Yeah,
maybe he's just sussing that out.
Yeah, great move actually there. You have to think.
You don't want to go around the outside here, though. There is a wall there.
Oh, he left him room as well. That's extremely good driving from Palmer. He could have just ended Hunt's race all of a sudden. Hunt's back up the inside.
Going through, beautiful.
Baker having a little look, but doesn't want to get too.
That must be so annoying for Ben Palmer, as Daniel Hunt has done a masterful job of getting his position back. Pete Newman can't make any inroads on Ashley Blake Hood, who sat there in fourth. To be honest, Alex, these three men in the championship, in fact, four of these guys, Dave Baker is second, Dan Hunt is fourth, Pete Newman is fifth, Ashley Blake Hood is sixth. They can just sit there and they'll make a ton of points on the leaders. They all need to make those points.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if they will do just that.
Palmer's the only one here who's not involved in the title battle.
Yeah, you're thinking he's the one who's really looked like he's been trying to make some positions up as well, and you know, he wants this victory.
Because these guys are sat there, and I really don't blame them, because this series provides a lot of points for the winner. Second, third, and fourth. Baker almost looked like he missed his braking point there, and he didn't. That's the laps car, isn't it? At the back. As Palmer again tries, but you know, you're not gonna. Yeah, Hunt parks the car on the apex. It's not going to really do anything there. Newman having a little look at Blake Hood, but you know, nothing too decisive, because again, these guys know what a gift they've been given by those crashes, mate.
Yeah, is that Katz behind? Yeah, it is. That's. I wondered why he was
to annoy them, I think.
He was all over the back of them, but yeah, it makes sense now.
As long as he stays kind of there.
Perhaps just trying to give his teammate something, just trying to relieve the pressure a little bit there.
Maybe. To be honest, I think they'll let Dan Hunt have this one. Well, Ben Palmer won't, but I think the rest of them will. Because, yeah, I just think they're going to gain a lot of points. They're going to gain 100, I think 80, 90 points.
Yeah, it has to be done, I think. Can't afford to have another accident.
You know, if Dan Hunt wins this race, he'll go to 130 odd points behind Katz, and that really does make a lot of sense. As into the last lap, and Hunt,
yeah, where's this
looking pretty good.
Where's this race gone? Actually, I think we spent so much time looking at those few major crashes at the start of this race that, you know, before we know it, we're over and done with.
Ashley Sutton passed Macho Amador for 11th, but he's not going to probably. Well, I say he's not going to probably go any further. He might be able to catch John Roberts, but it's
a little bit of contact by Palmer in the final corner, just coming onto the oval. So Hunt gets a little out of shape, and maybe that will allow Palmer just to be a little bit closer and make a move before he reaches the actual oval corner. But I don't think he's going to.
Well, these guys are going to need. These
Baker
guys
having a little wiggle, trying to defend his position as well.
They might as well go for this now, mate, because even if they've been it here, they've still got a good chance of getting to the end. He needs to come down. He's going to lose it, Hunt.
He has just given that away.
Dear me, Ben Palmer.
Baker gets second. Palmer wins.
Oh, Daniel, Hunt, what have you done?
So, maybe that was just a strategic game all the time for Palmer. He knew he was sizing it up, knew he could get in front. But, Baker. Did Baker get Palmer? My timing screen's saying he didn't, but I think he did.
Palmer won it by 0.069. Dan Hunt was in third, 2 100ths behind. Ashley Blake had 2 10ths behind. He was 2 10ths behind the leader, and he finished fourth. That's the closest race we've ever had on BSR TV. Let's have a look back.
A few drivers forgetting that they need to get their way back to the pits as well. Another little ruling that came in. A few drivers flying off the end of the straight again, making little mistakes. That was something else that was picked up on, wasn't it?
Because there's still people running around the other side of the track as well that they need to remember. Everybody's pretty much finished now.
In such person is Stephen Buck. He's the last person on the lead lap, I believe, 18th, coming across now. Couldn't quite get John Byes.
Yeah, fantastic win for Ben Palmer, though. Really good.
Absolutely. When everybody actually crosses the line and my timing screen updates, I'll bring the standings up.
He sized it all up as well, didn't he? And
I think maybe he made a few of those moves, and he knew that going high and coming down would give him the extra momentum, and that's what actually he was. We were perhaps talking about, thinking, no, you need to stay closer, but he wasn't trying to get the move done. Then he was just seeing, whether or not he could get the run, and true enough, he could. And actually, Baker was alert to that as well, and that's why Baker followed him up there and came down, and they helped each other out there, if anything, to get the first and second, and Baker going to be delighted with that over anyone, of course Palmer for the victory, and I think Hunt will probably be kicking himself, because if he'd held it down low, I think he would have probably had the high, overall
would have been
ground.
easy. I'll be honest, I think he threw that away. I think he did a perfect race, and then very easy to hold the car on the bottom of the track, you would think, but.
So, Mr. Woodhouse, would you confirm us the top 15, 20 places there?
I will indeed, because then we can get the magic dice and see who's going to be on pole for the next rolling start. So Ben Palmer, from David Baker, from Daniel Hunt, from Ashley Blakehud, those 4 drivers just separated by 0.205 of a second. Amazing. Pete Newman was 5th, 1.8 seconds behind. Then Ellis Stevens is 6th. Good performance from him, from 17th on the grid. He will be very pleased with that one. Dan Blake, 7th from 19th. Gordon Wilson finished 8th from 29th on the grid. That's a spectacular drive. Brilliant. Russell Laidler from the pit lane to 9th. That might usurp that a little bit. John Roberts, 10th. John and Ashley had a coming together there, and Ashley's just been bashed about this race. And John got into him on the oval section and managed to get the place back. So I don't think Ashley's going to be pleased about that, and with good reason, I would think. Macho Amadou was 12th. Steve Richardson, 13th from 26th on the grid. Paul Smith, 14th. 15th for Eckhard von Glan. 16th, Andrew Whitehead. He started 30th, actually. John Bays was 17th. Steve Burke was 18th. They were the last guys on the lead lap. And then one lap down, Steve Walker and Matt Walker. They were the top 20. And then Simon Field, Laura Bond, Richard Wilde, they will score points. So Field will score, Alex, so that will be helpful for him. So we lost Scott Malcolm, Julian Janowski, Andreas Katz, Robert Plumley, Greg Kinnock, Robert Graham, Colin Steele, Alex Smolensky, who was the unluckiest man out there, Steve Hefford, and Kevin Noon. Alex, Mr. Smolensky is going to be absolutely furious, isn't he?
Ah, gutted. Gets a lot of grief, even from us up here in the comments box as well. But yeah, what can you say? Yeah, he didn't deserve that at all. He managed to get himself through that first lap, made no mistakes, second lap fine as well. And then just to get wiped out like that going into turn one when you've got a 1 second lead, broken the draft, and we're looking good. You
On
know,
a track
just-
like this, he's pretty much done it, hasn't he?
Gutted for him, really. That's all we can say.
He hasn't even got a chance at the reverse grid now.
No.
Unfortunately, I tell you what, it was a good pitching wedge to the green. Anyway, he sent him up well over the wall and onto the other side. I mean, it's pretty. The crash itself, regardless of its stupidity, was quite funny. But,
it was one of those slow motion ones.
Awful, though.
You called it before they even made contact. They were like, no, don't slide over there. No, not the leader. Bang. So
I was in the blimp, you see. That's where I spent most of that race, was in the blimp. And yeah, it was awful. I just saw it happening from an absolute mile away. But yeah, poor Alex. But poor Alex, poor Ashley. I think they're the two people who are going to feel the most hard done by here. So, well, although to be fair, Ashley did hit the wall on his own, didn't he? And that sort of caused the
true
problems. So yeah, let's hope for a bit better next time. So who's going to be on pole, Alex?
Yep, magic dice time. We've got it up and on screen right now.
Got 15th Eckhart von Glan, 16th Andrew Whitehead, 17th John Bays, 18th Steve Burke, 19th Steve Walker, and then Matt Walker is 20th. Alex, who's it going to be?
Matt Walker, pole position.
Matt Walker, the full 20 is reversed, and we've got a lot of fast guys at the back. So we'll see exactly what can happen. Chaotic first race, Alex. Thanks for joining me, and we'll be back very, very shortly here on BSR TV. Don't go away.